former President Trump is expected to turn himself in to authorities in Georgia tonight.
He and 18 others are facing charges tied to alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election in the Peach State. Trump will be processed at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. And unlike the previous criminal cases in which he's been charged, Trump will have a booking photo taken.
Now, if you were with us around this time yesterday, you'll know that Trump's co-defendant, Rudy Giuliani, turned himself in to Georgia authorities yesterday afternoon. The former attorney's bond was set at $150,000. That's the second highest, only to the former president's $200,000 bond order. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office has released all the booking images of several defendants in the case. At least 9 of the 19 defendants have turned themselves in. All have been ordered to surrender by noon tomorrow.
Joining us now from Atlanta, CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, we understand protesters have been gathering outside the Fulton County Jail. Tell us what you're currently seeing there and what officials have been doing to try and keep the area secure.
Yeah, well, keep in mind there are 2 different areas around the jail. We're kind of in the secure perimeter, so that's why you really don't see any protesters or demonstrators behind me. But I did just come from that area, and it is kind of a loose amalgam of media and Trump supporters, and it almost kind of feels a bit like a festival-type atmosphere. But those supporters that I did talk to told me that, you know, look, they are here to support the former president. In their view, they don't believe that he did anything wrong. One supporter in particular told me that he feels this entire experience of him having to surrender himself here at the Fulton County Jail is demeaning, and that he is confident that even in spite of this, this will continue to boost him politically, and that he still has the ability to be reelected in 2024, even if it potentially means him running the country behind bars, given all of the other cases and indictments that he faces, in addition to here in Georgia. Also, many of them telling me that they do believe the claims that the election was stolen, even though many election officials and state officials, federal officials have debunked a lot of the former president's claims. So that is kind of the sentiment that you're hearing. For the most part, things are very peaceful there at the moment as these demonstrators try to be here in support of the former president.
And what's so noteworthy, Nikole, about this moment is that we have a former president who will be processed at a jail today. And as you've mentioned, I'm sure they'll do what they can to make it kind of smooth. But this is a notorious facility, the Fulton County Jail. A number of people have died there this year. There are stabbings daily. Just give us a sense of what this place is like.
Well, we know that the jail is currently under investigation by the Department of Justice, and this stemmed in part from an investigation into the death of an inmate some months ago where he died as a result, it appears, of a potential bed bug infestation where, in essence, he was kind of eaten alive. That sparked this investigation. You now have the Department of Justice investigating the conditions at the jail, the treatment of the inmates. And as you mentioned, Errol, they're actually, even within the last several weeks, there have been several inmates who have died here at this jail ahead of the former president's surrender. So there have been issues with respect to overcrowding at this facility, but as far as the former president is concerned, this should be a pretty expedited process where he is not going to have to spend much time inside, perhaps less than an hour, as he will have to go through a lot of the normal procedures and protocols that criminal defendants do, in the sense of having to be booked, fingerprinted, and also he'll have to get his mugshot taken.
All right, Nikole, bedbug death. Wow. Lot to process there. Thank you very much.